Russia is currently engaged in two significant conflicts: the physical battle in Ukraine, which has received extensive media coverage, and a less noticed economic struggle. Despite the lack of dramatic headlines, the economic confrontation, particularly the West's campaign against the Russian currency, is equally crucial in determining the outcome of the war. This is particularly relevant as Ukraine's 2023 military campaign has reached a deadlock, described by Valery Zny as a stalemate. Intriguing developments in Russia's economic landscape emerged on September 21, 2023, when the Russian Ministry of Energy made a surprising decision. Although major news outlets reported on this, it didn't gain widespread attention due to its complex macroeconomic consequences, which are often not engaging to the general public. This decision signals a more profound economic turmoil that Russia faces while the global focus has shifted. Thus, it's essential to delve into the core issues such as the oil embargo, the ruble's fragility, Russia's efforts to boost its currency, the unusual manner Russia reports inflation, the temptation to falsify these reports, how Russia attempts to counteract the actual inflation rate, and the underlying rationale of the oil export restriction. Starting with the fundamentals, Russia imposed a ban on exporting gasoline and diesel, except to members of its Eurasian Economic Union, namely Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, and Kyrgyzstan. This ban, mirroring Moscow's version of the European Union, significantly impacted Brazil, Turkey, India, China, and Saudi Arabia, who had compensated for Russia's surplus supply. The ban's rationale becomes clear considering Saudi Arabia's situation, a significant oil producer that imports Russian oil due to its discounted price, benefiting both domestic consumption and resale profits. When Russia initiated the conflict, it had amassed substantial reserves in a fund named Fortress Russia, intending to finance the war and continue oil sales. However, Western sanctions hindered the use of half of this fund, and in September 2023, Russia ceased oil sales, not to pressure the West, but due to domestic needs. During the harvest season, Russia, a major wheat supplier globally, faced a dilemma. With fewer people than China and India, Russia relies heavily on machinery for harvesting. Failure to harvest on time could lead to crop loss in winter. Moreover, there's a tacit agreement between the Kremlin and Russian citizens. Ordinary people avoid politics, and the government refrains from foreign policies that disrupt daily life. This understanding became strained during the war, especially with high gas prices in Russia. The West's cessation of Russian oil imports should have led to an oil surplus in Russia, but this hasn't happened due to inflation and the ruble's devaluation. The invasion prompted sanctions affecting everyday life in Russia, disrupting supply chains and devaluing the currency. This situation resembles a bank run, where simultaneous withdrawals can destabilize the financial system. To counter inflation, Russia dramatically raised interest rates, reaching 20% in April 2022, a much higher rate compared to the US Federal Reserve's actions during its 2022 to 2023 inflation period. Higher interest rates, while controlling inflation, also make it costlier for businesses to borrow for production, potentially hampering long-term growth. Furthermore, the war has led some wealthy Russians to emigrate, reducing potential business investments. The military's significant budget demands further strain the economy. Russia's reported inflation rates, which are suspiciously low post-invasion, raise skepticism. Inflation calculations, usually presented as annualized year-over-year data, are easier to manipulate, making it challenging for individuals to ascertain their personal inflation rate. Russia has strong motives to underreport inflation, projecting strength internationally, discouraging dissent internally, and avoiding wage price spirals. Despite raising interest rates to 15% in September, inflation continued to escalate, contrasting with US inflation rates which peaked at 9.1% in June 2022. Russia implemented capital controls, limiting foreign currency withdrawals, and restricted domestic lenders from using foreign currency for loans. These short-term solutions, however, led to long-term issues, with the ruble's value dropping significantly by October 2023. The oil export ban, initially meant to prioritize domestic needs over international sales, did not last, reflecting Russia's struggle to balance economic demands with geopolitical actions. The irony is that while Germany has adapted to the energy crisis by installing liquid natural gas terminals, Russia faces similar challenges at home. The oil companies, facing reduced domestic incentives, opted to saturate international markets. This situation illustrates the complexities of Russian politics, where Putin's popularity is debated. Ukraine's 2023 strategy, presuming Russia wouldn't mobilize further, seems validated by the oil ban, indicating Russians' reluctance for further conscription. The Kremlin, thus, faces a dilemma, addressing domestic economic issues or risking further political unrest. Despite the temporary nature of the export ban, its implications reveal the intricate dynamics of Russian politics and economics. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more weekly videos, leave a comment below, and take care.